I am reporting to you from the show 2024 in Costa Mesa, California. The show's been a lot of fun for me. I've had the opportunity to introduce a whole bunch of friends to other friends who have never met, so that's been a lot of fun. The show, according to Daryl, who works with Emico, is enjoying about 20% higher attendance than last year. The hallways did not seem very crowded yesterday, Friday, or today over the weekend, but the attendance seemed very good. The vibe was good. People were happy. I think the exhibitors seemed happy. The first room I visited was Peter Norbeck's PBN audio room with the giant MR exclamation mark 777 speakers. That's two 18-inchers, two 12s, and a ribbon per side. And he also had the gigantic 4 18-inch per side bass towers. So that's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 18-inch drivers in this system. And the lowest frequencies, he was playing organ music. There's just a level of space and spread of soundstage which arises from the incredible driver surface area and low frequency capability of 12 18-inch drivers. I thought the system sounded amazing, and congratulations to Peter for that. I visited Damon von Schweikert in the Scott Walker, one of the 5 Scott Walker rooms that Scott was hosting. This was the von Schweikert Audio 55 Ultra. Last show, Damon was showing the VR55 Special Edition. This is the same size speaker, but with the ultra mid-range and a different foundational design for the bass. I thought it sounded great. He also explained his new series of Shockwave 12 and 15-inch subwoofers, which he just considers to be woofers because they're perfectly capable of functioning as woofers. And he uses them in an interesting room cancellation function. He actually has these two subwoofers pointing towards the rear wall to cancel room modes. And he's able to do this because his circuit allows for 360-degree phase adjustment, 180 to 0, and then you invert the polarity and it's 180 to 360. Very interesting application of subwoofers, and I thought the room sounded great. Linear Tube Audio was debuting their new Aero DAC. I have been a big fan of Linear Tube Audio stuff. Keith Rochelle uses their amps, and I've heard them numerous times, as very good sound quality for very good value. And this DAC is in the $3,700 price range, so a lot of competition. Hollow May, Denafrips, Lampezator Amber 4, very competitive price segment for DACs. I didn't hear the thing because I was just learning about the design, but like all the LTA stuff, it seemed very well made, very well thought out. Anybody looking for a DAC, especially a tube DAC in that $3,600 price range, should certainly check out the new LTA Aero. I very much enjoyed Ed Sudario's and Kevin Malgram's Evolution Acoustics room, powered this time by Gary Leeds' Westminster Lab REI amplifiers and preamp and phonostage. Gary was using bridged REIs. I'm not sure if you need bridged REIs on a relatively sensitive mid-range module because the System 3 woofer sections are self-powered, but it sounded great. I interviewed Gary and he explained why he thinks the bridging does provide sonic benefits even on a sensitive system. I met there Andrei Kosobutsky, who was demoing his ATR Service ATR 102 reconditioned tape machine and reconditioned MR70 preamps. He was also doing some pretty cool demos of internal electronics versus MR70 external tape repro and half-inch versus quarter-inch. I thought the Evolution Acoustics room this year sounded great and did not have any issues that some people felt it had last year with the 3-column thing that they were trying to work out. That was definitely one of my favorite rooms, most natural sounding rooms of the show so far. Oz Turan and Ken Boyce of Cake Audio and Greg Barone had their equipment in the Cake Audio room, Lancia speakers, Viva Audio integrated amplifier, United Home Audio tape deck. Greg was demoing the Ultima Apollo. I thought this room sounded very natural, and I really like the sound a lot better than the larger Lancia speakers I heard a year and a half or 2 years ago. I'm not sure where. This is just personal preference, but honestly, I think the Lancia Viva system on Greg's tape sounds more natural to these ears than the MBL systems. I'm just being honest. I thought Greg's tape sounded fantastic. I went to the after hours listening session. It was standing room only last night. I thought that system sounded great. Ken Songer was showing his S1X. That's the sealed box speaker, not the open baffle. This time with Western Electric 91E amplifier. It sounded just great. I continue to feel that field coil is a reincarnated technology that sounds great every time I hear it. I don't love the audio note implementation for some reason, but I love the Songer implementation. I love the Wolf on Longa implementation. Ken's system sounded natural, as always. I brought friends to it. Everybody thinks it's among the most organic sounds they've ever heard. Colin King was demoing the Wolf on Longa Sun. I've heard that before. I actually prefer the larger two-woofer model, the London, which I heard at Expone, I think. Anyway, this system still sounds great. Also field coil, also natural, powered by Trafomatic, which is distributed by Hear This. I came across one of the craziest looking pieces of audio equipment I have ever seen in my life. The Acoustica Eterna 300-pound, 3 chassis, $180,000, 4.5 watt amplifier. This is a cost no object, design no object, size no object, weight no object, nothing no object, all out assault on amplification. I was speechless. I interviewed the designer Stas from Ukraine, and it's just a crazy looking thing. I'm sure it sounds great. He had it hooked up to 98 dB sensitive speakers I wasn't familiar with, but I posted some photos and I did a full interview with him. This is just an unbelievable attempt at complete state-of-the-art low-power amplification. Finally, no pun intended, I heard the final electrostatic loudspeaker system. It's a full-range electrostatic. I thought it sounded very nice. It's fairly light in weight, beautiful, colorful, a sleek design. And I'm going to interview Rob tomorrow. I thought it sounded great. Anybody interested in plein air loudspeakers should check out this new full-range electrostatic, the final. If you've enjoyed this show, please like the video and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Thanks so much.